Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here, and welcome to the top 5 evolutions of popular cartoons. Now, it's inevitable for cartoons to change and morph as popularity and audience interaction steadily increases. There are quite a few factors that affect the rate at which a cartoon evolves, whether it's due to advancements in animation software, recent trends, or even if it's just purely based on when they debuted. It's often difficult to spot from a regular viewer's point of view and is normally only noticeable before and after style comparison. However, that definitely doesn't mean the changes are subtle. I mean, some of these cartoons go from looking like an 8-year-old scribbles to the Mona Lisa. So let's have a look at some of the old cartoons and compare them with what they are now today. Number 5, South Park. Great cartoons often hold all of their praise in the animation department, leaving great storylines and writing to go overlooked by the pretty picture. That's never been a problem for South Park, however, with its daringly simplistic animation style becoming a trademark of the show. All of the focus is swung to the more important writing and characters. The charmingly simple adult cartoon is probably the most important TV show in terms of humor to date, breathing new life into satire and parody by bringing it to a new audience. For such an immensely popular TV show, it wouldn't be surprising if it was created by veteran animators. But no, it was created by 2 film college students during a grade project with no idea what they were creating. That's right, Trey Parker and Matt Stone threw together the first ever South Park episode, a 4-minute stop motion on the spirit of Christmas, as a bid to get at least a pass on their school project. A year later, the humble episode became one of the first ever viral videos, ultimately leading to the creation of the show. South Park opened with a boom, receiving appraisal from the hilariously simple cartoon style and likable childish humor. In fact, aside from adopting the 4 core characters Cartman, Kenny, Carl, and Stan, and steadily building the town of South Park and its inhabitations, South Park stayed entirely true to its animation origins. What really separated South Park's humor from the rest of the adult cartoon pack of the early 2000s was its ability to concentrate and focus on mature subjects with a childlike sense of humor. Surprisingly, no other TV show has ever portrayed both Jesus and Satan himself in the same episode while repeatedly swearing at them both. So if there's really anything to learn from South Park's evolution, it's that good ideas are hard to come by, and when you have one, you should stay true to it as much as possible. 17 years after a crudely made stop motion created the world of South Park, the series still rages on as one of the greatest and most unique cartoons of all time. Number 4, Family Guy. What do you get when you take the Simpsons concept and focus it at teenage men? Or when you swap the innocent little Matt Gooning for Seth MacFarlane? Well, you get a lot of swearing, a lot more raunchiness, and a bit more controversy, all of which packaged in one TV show called Family Guy. Family Guy is about as honest as cartoons get. Its slightly sick sense of humor coupled with fantastic visuals make it a truly modern animation and a forefather of adult cartoons. As it prepares to enter its 16th season this year, its dedicated fanbase still lingers at a modern 14 million viewers per episode, with no intermediate suggestion of slowing down anytime soon. However, it's all the more impressive when you learn it was MacFarlane's animation debut. Fresh out of university in 1999, Seth MacFarlane morphed one of his college-made cartoons into the early comings of what we know as today as Family Guy. It all begins with MacFarlane producing a 7-minute long unaired masterpiece featuring the entire Griffin family as we know and love today, from blue-collar worker Peter Griffin down to evil mastermind Stewie Griffin. From initial viewings, it's quite obvious the same show, but it's the subtle difference that make Family Guy's evolution all the more special. Early episodes of Family Guy seem to try and be more controversial enough to be more popular, but not controversial enough to be frowned upon. As the show gained more of a solid footing in terms of public relations, it noticeably gained confidence. With this newfound humor, the risks are very high for the show. Could it tap into an otherwise undiscovered funny bone amongst audiences, or will it just get a little too sure for itself? It's clear that something along Family Guy's lifetime has separated it from its audiences, because as time went on, its ratings and number of viewers fluctuated dramatically, soaring in 2010, dipping to an all-time low in 2017. Family Guy is slowly becoming that weird uncle at family gatherings, the one with all of the borderline offensive jokes. Perhaps all of the confidence might have sent the show and its characters over the line. Number 3, The Simpsons. When the incredibly popular family cartoon begun with its rough edges and short runtimes, its creators had no idea that their modest little yellow family would soon become America's most beloved household. Today, Matt Groening's The Simpsons features sharp animations and critically acclaimed storylines, but it also has one defining factor that sets an objective for every other cartoon after it, and that is it appeals to everyone. It's almost like the town of Springfield is everyone's second home, a place where we've all been and we know the names of everyone inside, right down to the crazy cat lady. And it's not just an opinion, it's multiple feature film versions and hugely recognizable aspects from the opening titles to Bart's hairstyle. The Simpsons stand today as a feat that many other cartoons since and should have strived for. But the cartoon wasn't always the way we see it today. Take a trip back to the early 1990s, however, and it's a whole different story. The community of Springfield is non-existent and the entire cartoon is based on the Simpsons household. With almost unrecognizable characters and incredibly simple storylines, the dawn of The Simpsons wasn't a pretty sight. It's clear that the early days of the show was an indecisive time for Matt Groening, as each consecutive episode seemed to have gone through a facelift. It's widely known that The Simpsons has had its fair share of controversy since its creation in 1989, as the show has been brought to court for over 8 times now for reasoning spanning from mid-nudity to slandering an entire nation. It's fairly safe to say that the city of Springfield has a lot more power than we give it credit for. Over the years, the show has consistently stayed at the head of scripted television, recently being recognized with both the longest running American cartoon and the longest running sitcom. It's fairly safe to say that without The Simpsons, we wouldn't have as many wide audience cartoons as we do today. And what's maybe even more impressive is that Marge's hair still stands tall and proud to this day. Number 2, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Slightly change of pace here, reverting back to traditional children's cartoons. When talking about these cartoons, it's difficult not to mention Alvin and the Chipmunks, a series deep in the heart of everyone's childhood. Not only does it carry the weight of sentiment, you could say that the Chipmunks are some of the highest earning musicians ever, accounting for just their box office earnings for the 5 movie spin-offs over the years. They're now worth over $1 billion. That's a lot of money and a whole lot of high-pitched singing. The Alvin and Chipmunks cartoon series span way back to 1961, just going by the name The Alvin Show. Although the characters have already gained fame through multiple recordings, this was the earliest form of the cartoon we all know and love. The cartoon came in the form of traditional family animation. Think of Tom and Jerry with less cats and mice, but with more chipmunks. From there, the characters bounced between the animation world and the music world until the 80s, when The Alvin Show became Alvin and the Chipmunks. With a fresh look and an updated music collection, the 3 tiny magicians sat proudly at the throne of children's cartoons for over 10 years. The TV show slowly transitioned into short films and then into features in 2007. And with the new age came a fresh look for the band. They were suddenly stretched into the 3D world in the semi-live action film Alvin and the Chipmunks, which spawned 3 sequels. With every era of the Chipmunks, there were 3 things that were sure to change: the animation, the voice acting, and the song list. 2015 saw a new era for the group with a new TV show airing on Nickelodeon, with again fresh animation, new voices, and an updated record collection. Alvin and the Chipmunks is truly a history book of cartoons and musical trends over the span of 50 years. Number 1, Mickey Mouse. He has been called many names: the face of an industry, the grandfather of all cartoon characters, and your grandfather's favorite cartoon character. And to be honest with you, he doesn't even really need an introduction. Mickey Mouse is really the OG of the animation world, evolving from a steamboat worker to the face of a monopoly. Without the creation of Mickey Mouse by the legendary Walt Disney, we wouldn't have any of the other shows on this list. Nowadays, Mickey is a little too busy running Disneyland to play parts in many cartoons. However, he still shows his face in shorts and Disney Channel series and continues to be portrayed profusively in several platforms, from video games to comic books. Mickey Mouse was there at the origins of the cartoon and at the dawn of Disney. So wherever he goes, so does the rest of the cartoon world. He was there during black and white silent films. His cartoon pioneered color film and TV, with some of the earliest colored film features like Fantasia and the band concert, with Mickey Mouse at the forefront forefront. With each and every technical advancement, Mickey had to adapt like a real mouse, just instead of for survival, it was for cartoon's sake. With TV gathering traction in the 50s, there was suddenly a whole other market for Disney to fill with Mickey Mouse cartoons. So what do you think they did? Well, of course, they had to set new records with their series, The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Strangely, with every instance of Mickey Mouse cartoons, Mickey seemed to have gained body parts. Whether it was eyebrows, shoes, or the ever-questioning growth of gloves, the Mickey Mouse of today is almost a completely different mouse than the one we first saw in the 30s. It's a fact that Mickey Mouse will be remembered forever, long after he stopped airing in his own films and TV series, as he'll still have kids running up to him at Disneyland. I mean, who else can instantly be recognized by a silhouette of their head? So that has been the top 5 evolutions of popular cartoons. If you did enjoy the video or found it interesting, then why not go check out one of our other videos by clicking a video on screen now. Before you do that though, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss a single upload. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Animation software, recent trends, or even if it's just purely based on when they debuted. It's often difficult to spot from a regular viewer's point of view and is normally only noticeable before and after style comparison. However, that definitely doesn't mean the changes are subtle. I mean, some of these cartoons go from looking like an 8-year-old Ivy Pretty picture. That's never been a problem for South Park, however, with its daringly simplistic animation style becoming a trademark of the show. All of the focus is swung to the more important writing and characters. The charmingly simple adult cartoon is probably the most important TV show in terms of humor to date. Breathing new. Hey everybody, how's it going? Extreme Trends here, and welcome to the top 5 evolutions of popular cartoons. Now, it's inevitable for cartoons to change and morph as popularity and audience interaction steadily increases. There are quite a few factors that affect the rate at which a cartoon evolves, whether it's due to advancements in new life into satire and parody by bringing it to a new audience. For such an immensely popular TV show, it wouldn't be surprising if it was created by veteran animators. But no, it was created by 2 film college students during a grade project with no idea what they were creating. That's right, Trey Parker rolled scribbles to the Mona Lisa. So let's have a look at some of the old cartoons and compare them with what they are now today. Number 5, South Park. Great cartoons often hold all of their praise in the animation department, leaving great storylines and writing to go overlooked